have to tell the most absolute truth. I could tell a story of angels, but that wouldn't be the true story. Mine is one of angels mixed with devils, and a little miserliness. One has to have a bit of everything to move forward in life. I am a tango man, but my music makes people think. Those who love music and those who love tango. I was born in Mar del Plata in Argentina in 1921 to a family of Italian immigrants. We moved to New York when I was very young. I was 4 years old. I'm talking about 1925. Leaving Mar del Plata, my grandparents, my cousins and uncles, was the first great pain I felt in life. Or maybe it was the second, because by then I'd already undergone 4 operations on my right leg. I was born with a defect caused by infantile paralysis during my mother's pregnancy. At least, that's what the doctor said. Aside from a short visit to Mar del Plata, I spent 14 years basically growing up in Greenwich Village. Mine was a happy childhood, not a tortured one. I was always coddled. I had everything. We lived in 8th Street. In that neighborhood, the only clash was between the gangster groups. I grew up in that violent climate, and that's why I became a fighter. The kids in my gang called me Lefty, because by then my punch had become potent. I was very short, and perhaps because of it and the problem with my leg, which forced me to wear special shoes, I wanted to excel. It was me against the world. sure that New York gave me courage. I learned to make myself tough in life, to take care of myself. There was a lot of determination in everything I did. And I believe if I put my mind to it, I could have been the best gangster in New York. My relationship with tango began in New York, having to listen, to my chagrin, to those records my dad had of the orchestras of Carlos Gardel and Julio Del Carro. My first bandoneon was a gift from my father when I was 8 years old. He carried it in a case, and I got very happy because I thought it was the skates that I'd asked for so many times. What a letdown. Instead of the skates, I found an artifact I'd never seen before in my life. My father sat me down, put it on my legs, and said, "Astor, this is the instrument of tango. I want you to learn it." My first reaction was one of anger. Tango was something that my father almost daily listened to when he came home from work from the barber shop. I didn't like it. By then, my music lessons with the Italian professor who lived around the block were already a failure. However, I learned to make pasta sauce for a lifetime. When I was 9 years old, we went back to Argentina for a year, and I can remember having bandoneon lessons with Homero Paulino. And certainly something changed in my life when I crossed paths with Carlos Gardel back in New York, something that I did not appreciate in all its significance at the time. All that must have been like a love pill for tango. The definitive arrow through the heart experience came back in Mar del Plata when I was already a teenager. I heard El Vino Vardado Sextet, and I went crazy. I said, I want to do that. My parents had decided to settle for good back in Argentina. To pursue tango, I left their house and moved into a cold boarding house in Buenos Aires. The 1940s were the high watermark of the great tango orchestras. The people of Buenos Aires loved that music. I formed my own orchestra in 1946. It was very modern for its time, and maybe because of this, I didn't get much work. I put counterpoint, fugues, and new harmonic forms into my music. 3 years later, I put the bandoneon down and disbanded the orchestras. I decided to focus on classical composition, and in 1953, I won an award to study in Paris with Nadia Boulanger. She listened to my music and she said it was well written, but lacked feeling. I was disheartened. I reluctantly told her that back in Argentina, I played tango on the bandoneon. When she listened to this, she told me firmly, "This is Piazzolla. Don't ever leave it." Many things happened in my life since that gift my father gave me. The bandoneon became for me something more than a musical instrument. Sometimes I thought it was my psychoanalyst. I'd start to play and I'd blurt everything out. I had two great teachers in my life, Nadia Boulanger and Alberto Ginastera. I found the third one in a cold boarding house, in the cabarets in the 1940s, in the cafes with their balconies and their orchestras, in the people of yesterday and today, in the sound of the streets. That third teacher is called Buenos Aires, and it taught me the secrets of tango. Back then, in 1955, I formed my Orchestra de Cuerdas and my Buenos Aires Octet. This was a turning point in my career and in tango. This was the beginning of Tango Nuevo.